I thought that because it's a day of celebration, I would bring along some party balloons with me today so that we can share this. And this particular balloon, though, is a balloon that takes me way back. I mean, all the way back to the beginning, to the time before time, when the book of Genesis tells us in that first chapter that the only thing that there was an empty, formless void. So God breathed across the face of that chaotic emptiness, and the wind of God, the breath of God, the Spirit of God separated the emptiness on one side from the emptiness on another side by creating a form called the firmament, standing between them. But that form was still pretty empty, and it was still pretty barren. So God breathed again. This time the firmament was filled up. It was filled up with the power of life and renewal, and abundance, and prosperity, and fullness, and peace. And God looked at the whole thing and said, "It is good." Thus began the history of one of the most precious of all the gifts of creation. Because this very same divine breath that once filled the newborn cosmos, this same divine breath that once rushed into the lifeless nostrils of old Adam, this same divine breath is the power of life and abundance that rushes into us and into our world every single day. A divine breath that is known to us as the power of God's blessing. Blessing. But it's interesting, even though that word is a very familiar word, and even though we would probably all say that we know what it means to have a blessing or to be blessed, still, when it actually comes down to it, this idea of being blessed is a little bit slippery, a little bit elusive, a little bit mysterious. And it's not really because the power of blessing is so hard for us to find. It's really common. Blessing is as common and as plentiful as air, and as easy for most of us to grab hold of as just taking a nice deep breath. Try it. There, you see what I mean? You wake up one morning, you take a deep breath, you notice all of the beauty, all of the love, all of the good things in your life and in the world around you, and you hear yourself saying, "Boy, am I ever blessed." Now, the hard part is not getting blessed. The hard part is holding on to it once you got it. The hard part is staying blessed. Because you no sooner take in the blessings that you got than you also start to feel the pressure. The pressure of some of those blessings starting to slip away from your grasp. Starting to leak out a little more and a little more. And as they leak out, you start to feel your anxiety getting higher and higher. Because no matter how high you try, you just can't hold on to the blessings. And then pretty soon, there you are. And as naturally and mysteriously as the blessing came into your life, it's all gone again. And you're left with that terrible, terrible, empty feeling, which is not a good thing. Because if it's true that blessing is the experience of being filled up, then being empty must be the same as being cursed. And none of us really like very much the idea that maybe our life has been cursed.